Here are 6 tips on how to stay motivated. I know right now that we're now thick into week 2 of this stage of the outbreak, and a lot of us are at home and again, climbing the walls already. The kids are now on holiday, so motivation can start waning in terms of being motivated to exercise, being motivated to even get dressed to actually do any work. Like, why bother, right? You're working at the kitchen table, you could just wear your PJs. I get that. Why bother? Why feel motivated to eat better or move more or do those things that you said you were going to do when previously you had no time to do it? Now you've got all the time in the world, but you still don't have that motivation. So here are my 6 tips on how to stay motivated. And the first thing is to remind yourself of the goal itself, or the goals that you have set yourself, whether they're fitness goals, finance goals, family goals, fun goals, or focus goals. Whatever your goals are, one way of staying motivated so that you're doing more of the things that are going to get you closer to your goal is to remind yourself of your goals, of your reason why you are getting out of bed every day. And one key thing with your goals is they have to bring up some kind of emotion. You have to associate your goal to some kind of emotion that you want to feel, because feelings are so much more powerful than logic, right? It may be logical that you eat better so that you lose weight. However, it's more emotional. It's going to bring more of an emotional response to you if you associate the weight loss with the feeling that you're going to get because you can get into that pair of jeans that you used to wear and how great it's going to feel, or whatever it is, right? There's got to be an emotion behind the goal that you remind yourself of regularly. I remind myself of my goals every day. Good morning, Sue, again. I remind myself of my goals on a daily basis. Here is my journal that I write in every day to remind myself of the goals that I am working towards. And right now, one of my goals that I'm working towards, that I remind myself of every single day, is that there are going to be MPRS hubs all across Yorkshire, helping people over 30 to change their lives and feel fitter, healthier and happier, no matter what is going on. Even if there's something like this lockdown where we're being hemmed in and we're not allowed out as much as we'd like to. Everyone felt the pinch of what an impact this makes in terms of just the weekend gone, in terms of how we couldn't move as freely as we are used to, okay? So it's really bringing up emotions for me and helping to remind yourself of your goals regularly is going to help you stay motivated. Tip number 2 is to buddy up with someone. So it can be easy to stay self-isolated and do it all by yourself, and there's potential to not speak to anyone for days, weeks, months. So if you can buddy up with someone when it comes to staying motivated, it's going to help you to stay on the straight and narrow a lot easier than if you were to try and continue doing it all by yourself. Like, a problem shared is a problem halved. Not that staying motivated is a problem, it's just where you are right now. And, you know, motivation isn't something that you can rely on just coming to you all the time. You've got to generate it. You've got to create it. And one way of creating this momentum, this moving forward feeling that you have, is to buddy up with someone else. Like, pick a friend that you're going to tell your goals to, and buddy up with them, and they're going to tell you their goals, and you hold each other to count in terms of holding each other accountable. Okay, so that is tip number 2 on staying motivated. Tip number 3 is work out some kind of reward. So why not reward yourself for achieving that thing that you said you would do, that hard thing that previously you potentially thought was impossible, but you've actually done it. So you have to reward yourself. So maybe it's something that you're going to buy yourself, something that you're going to get to do, something or somewhere you're going to commit to going to after you've achieved your goal. So it's about staying motivated by dangling that carrot, basically. Or the other way you can do it is to motivate yourself by motivating you to move away from pain. In terms of us humans are wired to react and respond better to the avoidance of pain than it is to achieve some kind of pleasure. So if you can put something in the ground that says, okay, if I don't achieve this goal, i.e. if I don't get motivated enough to get off my ass and do something, then this painful thing is going to happen. And in the past I've had things like, if I don't do this X, I'm going to give person Y £100 because it's going to hurt me to pay that £100 out. Or, I'll eat that aubergine because I hate aubergines. Or I will go and do something that basically you don't really want to do. So you can motivate yourself that way in terms of pain, pleasure. Choose your weapon, pain or pleasure, and then go with that. Is it a carrot that you can dangle in front of you that's going to motivate you? Or is it the stick that you're going to wield and not punish yourself, but just that you want to avoid that pain, whatever that pain is, okay? So that's tip number 3 for staying motivated right now, what with everything else going on. Tip number 4 is to keep it fun, okay? Like you're in an environment where there are a lot of people potentially in the house, there's kids, there's adults, and the fun factor, without the fun factor, you are going to find that everything wanes. It gets a lot more difficult. So if you can inject fun into your day, if you can inject fun into achieving your goal, then it's going to help you to stay motivated. So fun can be, whatever you want it to be. You have to be creative. It's about potentially being spontaneous or doing something new or looking at it from a different angle or changing the room that you're doing it in or setting it to music or, there are 1,000,001 different varieties or things that you can do to make your everyday fun. And it's just about being creative with that so that it helps to motivate you, all right, to keep pushing you, because momentum is one thing, it kind of gets you started, and it's actually about what you do once you get started that is going to help you stay motivated or do things regardless of whether you're motivated or not, right? And one of those things that is going to help you keep going regardless of your levels of motivation, which are going to ebb and flow, is to keep things fun. And an extension of that, my 5th tip, is to keep it varied as well. We can often get bored if we do the same things again and again and again. And 2 things. 1, if you do the same things, you're going to get the same results. And 2, if you get bored, you're going to quit. So that is like the crux of it. If you get bored, you quit. So keep it varied. Change things up. I have heard of, going and camping out in the garden with the kids one night, or setting up a den in the living room, or putting the dress up that I want to wear on the wardrobe where I can see it every day. It's about just keeping things varied, having an indoor picnic, whatever it is. Like, inject variety in it, change things up, see how you can change things up, get creative, and that's going to help you stay motivated. And I'd say the most important thing to do when it comes to, or the most important tip to employ when it comes to helping yourself to stay motivated, is to get accountability in some way, shape or form. So the previous 5 tips, if you layer accountability on top of all that, where accountability means helping yourself to be answerable to someone else. If you can be answerable to someone else, to the goals that you set yourself, then it's going to multiply how much more determined, more motivated, more resilient you're going to be, because you're not going to let anything get in your way of you achieving the goal and potentially letting someone down. Whether the accountability you get is in monetary terms, in terms of investing in someone that holds you accountable, like a coach, or it could just be that you make a promise to someone that you're going to do something, and therefore you're going to let that other person down, because without accountability, you're going to only have yourself to answer to, and only having one person to answer to, i.e. yourself, is very easy for you to then quit too early or to yo-yo, all right? Whereas if you have at least one other person holding you to account, or you have a group of people, say, of like-minded people who are going to keep things fun, who are going to cheer you on, who are going to support you, and also give you a little bit of competition as well. If you can get accountability and invest in that in some way, shape or form into your life, you're going to get towards your goal so much quicker. That's why I've got a coach myself. Everyone needs a coach. Everyone needs accountability. Everything else that we can learn is available online pretty much. We have all of the information that we could ever possibly consume at the touch of our fingertips. What we don't have is accountability. You can't just pick that up for free. Accountability has to have weight behind it somehow. So that is my sixth and final tip on helping you to stay motivated, and that is to get accountable. Okay, so in summary, for the 6 tips of helping you stay motivated, it's 1, remind yourself of your goals and your why regularly. 2 is to buddy up with someone. 3 is reward yourself. 4 is keep things fun. 5 is keep things varied. And 6, above all else, get accountable.